Hey everybody, Larry Lawton here. I got a good video for you today. It's gonna be about drugs and what I believe for young people is most important and what I believe for most people is important about drugs. And you're gonna hear my views on that, and you know I tell it like it is. Before I get started, I'd like to ask you to check me out on YouTube, member programs, YouTube, notifications, hit that subscribe button, check us out on Patreon, check my merch, Gangster Redemption books, always doing well. Check it out. We got a lot going on, everybody. Please check it all out. And I want to wish my son and my grandson a happy birthday. Their birthday is yesterday, November 30th. My son and his son are both named Lawrence Robert Lawton the Jr. and Lawrence Robert Lawton III. I don't know if anybody knew that, but I thought I'd wish them a great birthday. I love them dearly. Anyway, I'm gonna jump into this subject, and this subject is on drugs and young people. Everybody knows about my podcast and my YouTube channel. I tell it like it is. I'm gonna always do that. I'll never quit doing that. And you know, even on my YouTube channel, I talk about drugs should be legal. And people go, what do you mean, Larry? What should be legal? Why should drugs be legal? Well, I think everything is a choice. I think if you wanna make any drug illegal, it should be alcohol. People say, well, why would you make fentanyl legal? Well, fentanyl is a drug. It's a bad drug and you shouldn't take it, obviously. You could die. But you shouldn't go to the Lowe's, Home Depot or Lowe's and buy poison that you use and drink that either. That's a pretty good choice. I mean, people sniffed glue when I was younger. Now, you want to talk about drugs. I've done pretty much every drug in the book. I'm not a proponent of doing drugs. I'm a proponent of choice making. Listen, I'm a true libertarian. If what you want to do, you want to do. Do I believe anybody under 21, and I know a lot of young followers are gonna start probably getting mad at me. Do I think young people should be doing drugs at all? No, not even marijuana, not alcohol. Sorry guys, it's just the way I believe. I don't think your brain is developed enough to do drugs. I think you have a long way to go before you figure out what you wanna do. Do I know you do it? Absolutely. Do I think you're a bad person for doing it? Absolutely not. And I don't think your parents or anybody else think you are. I think we're in a sad society that someone gets into any drug and all of a sudden they do it and they say you should never do a drug again in your life. Well, stop putting stuff on people. If you're an adult out there, everybody has to make a choice. Now, let me get right down to the bitty gritty. If you commit a crime to get drugs or do drugs, you should be held accountable. Period. End of story. Do not pass go. If you commit a crime to do drugs or to fund your drug habit, you should be held accountable, if that makes sense right now. But a person coming home from work, smoking a joint, doing a line of coke, doing whatever the fuck they want, is their business in my mind. And I know people say, well, how do you put a free society, how do you put so many rules on people? I know I'm gonna get blowback on that. You know, I talk often about AA, which is Alcoholics Anonymous, and I'm not a believer in it. It works for some people, good for them, and I hope it does. But the minute you tell somebody you can't do something for the rest of your life, it's gonna be very hard. You can be 25 years old and somebody tells you can't do something for the rest of your life. Let me tell you something, that's gonna be really difficult, and I get it. And that's why the success rate is not as high as my success rate. What I teach, and I teach this on a speaking circuit as well, is you control it, don't let it control you. What I mean by that is, whatever that it is, that it could be eating, drinking, gambling, drugs, womanizing, whatever it is, you control it, don't let it control you. I hope you get that. Now, if you start thinking like that, you're gonna understand things that you might not be able to do. You might not be able to do drugs because you can't control it, and you know it. So you made that choice not to do it. You know, not everybody is built into the same mold and follows the same patterns and same ways of correction. I don't believe anybody's broke. I believe everybody has a way to travel through this world. Now, some people go down this road, some people go down this road. As long as you get into the place of happiness and success in your own eyes. Listen, some people are very successful people by just working as a teacher and just making it and changing lives and affect lives. I love that. Good for them. I never judge a person on how much they make or what kind of job they have. I judge people how they treat others, how people treat other people in all aspects of life. I am no better or no worse than anybody I teach. I'm no smarter or dumber than anybody I teach. In fact, most of these young people are a lot smarter than me. The one thing they don't have over me is experience, and it's experience in life, and it's experience in drugs, or it's experience in a place you don't want to go, which is prison. So I look at that as a way for me to teach people, to educate people. I want you, all of the people out there who've made a mistake, everybody out there who made a mistake, and everybody out there has made mistakes, please don't say you haven't, you have. I want you to look at it this way. You have gained experience, whether you have been arrested and put in county jail for a night, whether you did graffiti and you got arrested and you were given community service, or whatever you did, whether you had to write letters of apology, whether you had to clean walls, whatever you did in life and whatever mistakes you've made, I hope you're man enough to accept them and then now teach somebody about them. You know, I always said something that a person, when you stop learning, you're dead. It's amazing because I like to learn something every day. It could be as small as how to use a different program on a computer, or could be tying a different knot for your shoe that doesn't come out. Yes, I learned that. I am a man of knowledge, and I think everybody should I strive for knowledge. I want you to strive for knowledge. I want you to do that when you start thinking about drugs. Everybody does. And when I say drugs, I don't just mean any narcotic you see that's illegal. Illegal. You could take drugs like alcohol. It's a legal drug, but it is totally destructive if you let it be. All the ones that you know about, heroin, cocaine, crack, speed, marijuana, rufenols, GHB, you name the drug, ketamine, they all can make you feel good, every one of them. But they all can kill you or make you feel bad. I had a long discussion about acid with somebody, and it's a drug that, as you know, I've done in prison and I've done in other places. It's a drug that I think helps people a lot with PTSD. They're proving that now. So is mushrooms. Those are drugs that the government is finding that's helped people. You know, I'm gonna say this and go out on a limb with this. I'm not a believer in a lot of the government bullshit. What, you haven't proved that already wrong when you know the food pyramid you gave all of us when I was younger should have been upside down? Yes, all you people out there who've seen the food pyramid and it's breads and this and all the way to proteins should be upside down. That's the real pyramid. And in fact, the government knew it a long time ago. A long time ago. And I've been through life long enough to see how much bullshit there is. Whether it's, oh, you shouldn't eat eggs, the yolk, the cholesterol, that's all of this shit from coffee on but down has been proven to be false. So I'm not just a believer in what everybody says. I abide by the law as I have to live in this society. But I am also not one who is just buffaloed and brainwashed into believing everything the government says. That's just the way I am. I am the real deal. I tell it like it is. A lot of people might not like that, and I hope enough people do. Because I want you to make up your own mind. You know, as I sit in my office and I do videos and I do podcasts and I work with corporations and I promote different things, I'm not going to promote something I don't believe in. Whether it's uwager.lv, I believe in it. I watch them. I watch how they pay out. I watch how things happen. I watch about a lot of things. And I'm a believer in that. I won't put my name behind something this big, whether it's a cigar or whatever I do, unless I believe in it. I'm not talking about a dinky fucking Manscaped commercial. I'm talking about something that I believe in. And something that could harm or hurt somebody. And I won't do that. I won't put my name behind something that's gonna harm anybody. You know, people who know me also know that I care about people. Always did, whether I was a gangster or not, whether I had money or not. I'm a believer in people should help people. I've never treated anybody any different than I want to be treated. And that could be from the guy here parking cars to the janitor or to the CEO of a company. I treat people the way I want to be treated. I hope you do. I hope everybody watching this does. I hope everybody understands that you're gonna meet the people on the way down that you met on the way up. Listen, I've been successful and fell 3 times. Meaning, I went up the ladder and back down the ladder. And you know, I treated people all the same, so people didn't hate me. People didn't want to see me fail. People wanted to see me be successful. And it's not because of the money, it was because of how I treated people. And I want you to treat people the same way. When I get emails, when I get messages on social media, on other platforms about, oh, Mr. Law, don't you think drugs should be ready? I'm 18. No, I don't. I think a number has to be put down. What that number is, 18 or 21, I don't know. But I do know the male brain doesn't mature until 25, and the female approximately 23. Now, with that said, do I think a person who is more mature than somebody else and might have made it to that level is going to do what they are? Listen, I don't care. I don't care what a person does. I care how a person acts and how a person treats other people. And I want you to do that way. That's why, you know, any programs or governments, and no, we have enough laws on the books. We don't need more. We need less. We need common sense gun laws. We need common sense drug laws. You know, it's going around all over the world right now that some countries are legalizing or decriminalizing drugs to the max. I salute you, because you're going with science and over the years the bullshit that people had to believe. You know, with information at our fingertips, it's pretty easy for people to start looking at data from the 1950s on people who took acid and how they felt. I was talking with 2 very successful young people today, and I love them. And we talked about acid in the 1950s when they tried that. And you'd be surprised who tried acid and became very successful. And the list is astronomical. I'm not saying to go do acid. That's a choice. And I often tell anybody, if you want to do any kind of drug, I don't give a shit what it is, you should have people around. And you should be in a safe space, as they call it. Meaning you have to be in your own surroundings, your own comfort level, realizing that nothing is going to go wrong. Now, young people and some people take drugs in raves and parties and stuff, and they enhance that, and I get that. But you should know how that feels before you go out and just do it out there. Because that's when you have accidents of a very bad magnitude. And it could be somebody dying, somebody falling off something, and that is sad to me, because no young life should be lost that way. No young life should be lost in a lot of ways. I am the biggest believer in young people, but I mean that from my heart. I think young people could change this world, and I'm talking to anybody under 30. I think you could change this world. I think you have the technological skill. I think you have the communication skill when you let yourself have the communication skill, and you have the brain power to fix a lot of stupid problems my generation gave to people, gave to their generation. It's not the greatest generation in the world I live in, and they say that was the older people. And you know, I look down at what my parents gave me. And the biggest thing my parents gave me is to not judge people, to not be prejudiced. I come in the Bronx in Brooklyn, New York. There's every multinationality and ethnicity in the world right there. Never looked at anybody different than what they are as a person. And if you treat me right, I'm going to treat you right, if that makes any sense. And I hope it does make sense to you. As I think about these things and I look around my office and I partner with companies and their mottos, I partner with Oliva Cigars because they have a hell of a foundation and they do a lot of good in Nicaragua. I love that. They're the 3rd largest cigar company in the world, and they do good. They got a hell of a CEO in Corey, and the CFO and the COO, all those guys from Fidel, they're all good people with good hearts and with good intentions. And I want you to remember that. I want you to remember that in that big way. I want you to understand that you can see a friend do drugs and you try to help him get off them. Don't judge him. Do not judge that person, please. We all have to walk in another person's shoes to find out what they've been through. You just don't know. I don't like when people judge people when somebody dies. Oh, he killed himself. He didn't kill himself. He could have had an accidental overdose. He could have had a lot of things. Don't ever say they just killed himself. Please don't do that. That's not right. I look at that and I know people who say that and I say, come on. How much bullshit is that? How much pain do you know he was going through? And then he just took too much to get rid of the pain. I don't know. You don't know. Nobody will know. So don't judge him as a suicide victim. Don't do that. You know, we put labels on so many things in the United States and around the world that we get lost. Then we put people in tribes, they call it. You don't want to deal with this tribe, you want to deal with this tribe, you don't want to deal with this tribe. I get it. Your parents said you are who you are and you are who you hang out with. I agree. But they also said, help thy neighbor, pick up thy friend, don't abandon your friend. And I want you guys to think about that when you're out there. When you're about to do drugs, when you're 13, 16, 17, 20. Just think about it. I'm not asking you to stop, because that never works. I walk to Larry's tune. I walk to my own drummer. Sometimes wrongly, sometimes right. And you know what? I accept whatever consequence comes with that, if that makes sense. And I want you to do the same thing. I look at young people as the future of this world, because you guys are smarter than us. You got more energy than we do. And you're growing up in a highly technical world. And you guys have the brain capacity to figure that out. At 5 years old, you're all playing with phones now. Good for you. Don't ever stop. Don't ever be sorry. Don't ever apologize for being a smarter generation. Because you will change the world. You will change the world. I'm a believer in that. I think you'll solve climate change. I think you'll solve a fuel crisis. I think you'll solve everything. The people in power now are just the people who want to keep power and money. That's it. And a lot of young people out there are not like that. You know, I was asked today if I could run for office. I could, federal office. But I don't think I'd do as much good as I can right here in front of this camera. I hope you believe that, and I hope you understand why I don't do that. You know, as a man who was strapped down naked, beaten and tortured by fucking guards, it's the first time I'm getting goosebumps again, and comes out on top, or can survive it without going out and planning their murders, I think I did all right. And I know people judge me in a lot of different ways, whether it's getting fucked up, doing this, but you'll never, ever catch me saying I don't like young people and want to help young people, period. Because that's what I want to do. And that's why I do what I do. That's why I have the reality check program. And you can get it, it's right in a link, it's linked below these videos, the reality check program. I just think, and I believe in young people so much, I want you guys to truly, truly make your own mind up, be smart about it. Don't do drugs as a minor. I'm telling you that now. And when you get older, it's not what you live for. Remember that. Live for the adventures of life, and you'll be all right. I love talking to my audience because I believe you guys are the smartest audience out there. You listen, you comment, and I'm sure some of you turn the video right off. I can't please everybody, but I can say this. I won't ever turn the channel of you off, because if you need help, I give as much help as I can possibly give. Yes, I have a program. I have programs that are online everywhere. You go to my reality check program website, you'll see a lot. You'll see a whole bunch of stuff. And then you'll see testimonials of chiefs of police, judges, countries, everybody supporting what I do. And understanding my success rate is one of the best success rates in the country. So, and I am proud of that. With that said, everybody, I'm not gonna bore you anymore. I think I was on, I'll get off my soapbox, as they say. And I really will hope you guys do the right thing. I want you to live your life, but I also want you to experience life. Have fun, everybody. Please stay safe. Don't do drugs. And if you know a friend who's in trouble, try to get them help. Have a great day, everybody. Please stay safe.